What's happening, everyone? TomGorian here, and the second deep dive for F1 23 has just dropped, talking about the return of Breaking Point and the new F1 Wild game mode, and the video, again, has some very juicy information. In this video we get information as to how Breaking Point works, when does Breaking Point take place, how many seasons, and what is the difference between Breaking Point 2 compared to Breaking Point 1 on F1 2021. We also find out how F1 World works, and from what I was expecting, this is a W as far as how F1 World works and how it's integrated into casual multiplayer races. There's a lot of information to take away from this deep dive, so let's get straight into it. Before the video begins, make sure to like, share, comment and subscribe for all F1 23 news as we get closer and closer towards the game's launch on June 13th. So the deep dive towards this video will be playing in the background whilst I read the press release and also try and break down what we saw. But once again, a lot of very juicy information as far as the Breaking Point mode and how exactly does it work. We do get our answers to the questions as far as what Devin Butler's going to be doing and the rest of the cast. So pretty much, obviously, this is the second story. This is the second Breaking Point story. The first one was 2 years ago in F1 2021, considering that Cody's and EA have two different teams working on two different games. So, where we left off, pretty much in the story, no matter what team you drove for, Aiden Jackson beat Devin Butler and literally got the contract. And that was really it. We didn't know where the story was going to go, and we didn't really get any, multiple choices as far as what we could do in F1 2021. However, in this year's game, your actions will determine the story as far as where the story goes and how you interact. I'm guessing as well with the press answers, and hopefully we get in-game cutscenes with multiple choices. So, if that's the case, will we get multiple endings in F1 23's Breaking Point? I hope so. I hope so. I don't know how, how the story is going to be with Conan Sport and how the relationship between Aiden and Devin is going to be, especially with Kaylee Mayer as the third driver. I think it's going to be a very interesting dynamic, knowing that Devin's still racing, that's confirmed, he's teammates with Aiden, and then Devin's sister, is it Devin's sister? I don't know if it's Devin's, is it Devin? I don't know, but Kaylee Mayer, who won F2, she is chomping at the bit for a Formula 1 drive, and it kind of creates this type of, I'd like to say George Russell tension. Remember when in F1 in 2021 when Bottas would have a mid-race and everyone was talking about how Russell would do better, and just creating that atmosphere of the fair driver's always there and he deserves a seat more than you. I think that's a very interesting dynamic. So I'm going to take away some of the press release here as far as the news article. In Breaking Point 2, the focus will be on the 2022 and 23 seasons. As well as some familiar faces, there are a whole host of new characters that feature in the story. One of those newly characters, Formula 2 champion Kaylee Mayer. As the first woman to ever win the Formula 2 championship, Kaylee is hungry for a shot on the biggest stage of all, Formula 1. To bring her story to life, they've been working with three-time W Series World Champion Jamie Chadwick. And in the video, Jamie, pretty much does an interview and she gives her opinions. As you progress through Breaking Point, your on and off track actions will determine your performance and reputation levels. So we're going to get two different types of level progression systems in Breaking Point: performance and reputation. Completing Breaking Point with high performance and reputation will earn you more rewards. What does that mean by more rewards? Does that mean more unlockable items as far as liveries or driver helmets and more customization? We don't know. Depending on your decisions you make when developing your car and your team, alongside the responses you give to the press, you may unlock bonus objectives. So it looks like there will be hidden bonus objectives that we might unlock with the answers that we give in the press conferences and the choices that we have and the choices that we give in pretty much the cutscenes of F1 23's Breaking Point. Whether you complete or fail these objectives will have a lasting impact on how a storyline plays out. So it looks like we might get multiple endings in F1 23, considering what you actually do and the answers that you give. That is very interesting, and I'm very eager to see how many outcomes or how many endings there are, and how does it all play out. Does Consport, become a contender for the constructors? Do they build a rivalry with Red Bull, or does it all fall through? And does Devin or Aiden get replaced with Kaylee for next season? We don't know yet, and I'm really looking forward to this. This is so cool. With all the modes in F1 23, progressing through Breaking Point will earn you Podium Pass XP, so there's confirmation that no matter what you do in Breaking Point, everything you do in the story mode will contribute towards the Podium Pass. Podium Pass is back, which we'll get to in a minute, which has its own rewards to unlock on top of those for completing the story. And again, if you pre-order the Champions Edition, you'll get all the Breaking Point characters to use in My Team. So I like that whole dynamic of your choices and what you decide to do in the story will have a lasting effect on the story and where it ends up. It's a shame they didn't really confirm as far as if there will be multiple endings, but I'm guessing as the game draws nearer, I think maybe Lee Maver will do an interview and maybe might confirm that we might get multiple endings. I hope we get multiple endings, because if we do, that will get more replayability on this story mode, and in turn will have a longer impact as far as the game's life cycle, because the player will want to see, okay, if there's multiple endings, what if I choose, answer A, or maybe action B in a cutscene? What does that affect? Does that affect the next cutscene or the story morale? It's a very interesting dynamic when you add multiple endings towards a story mode, considering the previous one was very, narrow, very basic, and just very linear as well. So I'm really excited as to where this story is going with Connor Sport. How was it formed? How is Aiden with Devin Butler? How did Devin Butler convince Aiden Jackson to join the team? And what about Casper Ackerman? Is he like a team race engineer? There's a lot of questions that we still need to answer, and this is how I should have felt for F1 2021 when it came to the Breaking Point story mode. So I'm glad that they've addressed all of the, I'd say the critics as far as the 2021 story, as far as it was too linear and we didn't have any replayability at all for it. But with now, we get a lot of cutscenes, and the choices that you make and the answers you give in the press conferences will affect the story. That's boss. Right, let's talk about the multiplayer online side of F1 23. We're going to break it down in towards a couple of the segments in the video. Let's talk about solo and multiplayer events. Including an ever-changing list of daily, weekly and seasonal events and objectives, solo and multiplayer events offer a taste of both single-player and multiplayer racing. So it looks like we're going to be getting some objectives and some, targets when it comes to pretty much doing a random single-player or even multiplayer race, depending on, I'm guessing, the car, as far as what settings you have and the race distance. As far as what this unlocks, as far as the content or something, it depends, but it does say here content drops align with the real life F1 calendar. So it looks like when the game comes out around the Austrian Grand Prix circuit or Silverstone, we're going to get a lot of actual real life objectives. So for example, at Silverstone, we might get an objective based on Lewis Hamilton, or maybe even some scenario mode, quote unquote. So that looks interesting. Now, this is the part of the video that I was most interested in, the F1 World Car. The F1 World Car is pretty much the spec car for the 2023 season, of course, but what I thought with the World Car is that because of the objectives that were coming in and the way that the game was changing from a multiplayer perspective, we were going to get the chance to unlock new design parts as far as front wing, chassis, side pods, and rear wings. It's not like that, unfortunately, and I'm a little bit disappointed in that. So let's go through the press release. Your F1 World Car is the vehicle you'll be using throughout most of F1 World, but in F1 World you unlock upgrades to equipped, instantly changing its performance. So it looks like the more XP you have, as far as how many times you play multiplayer, the quicker you can upgrade your car, and hence the quicker your multiplayer car can be, just like in real life. I like that. As you progress through F1 World, you will unlock upgrades such as car parts, like brakes and gearboxes, and team members including a team principal, strategist, R&D head, and sponsors. Each of these have contracts assigned to them and can give added gameplay modifications. Unwanted upgrades can also be dismantled into resources that can be used to craft other items. So technically what they're saying is now F1 World is now the new Ultimate Team, as far as the fact that we've got to now literally race, gain XP, and unlock certain upgrades for team members and also the car as well. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know how that's gonna work, considering with the standard multiplayer races literally like one-shot qualifying and 5-lap races. And obviously you have the option to pick, 25%, or maybe even a longer race distance. And of course, with the league races out there, myself included, we're going to be practicing literally 3, maybe 2 days a week, as far as, just understanding the track and the setup. Will the practice we do for leagues, will that also add on to the XP, as far as, unlocking car performance for this F1 World car? Or is it just based on the standard multiplayer races or the standard, hopper lobbies that we've been seeing for the last 6 years now? That's quite interesting. Upgrading your car will increase your tech level, so there's a tech level, and from the trailer, there seems to me that there's over 300 tech levels. As far as how quickly we progress, that's something for the game when it comes out. So pretty much, the higher your tech level increases, the faster your car will be, the better the car will handle, and it's pretty much like a career mode as far as, the higher the tech level, the more upgrades you have. Now, is the upgrade system going to be like in the career mode, where it's the tree, or like the multi-diagonal tree where you have the aerodynamics, the chassis, and the powertrain, and the durability, or is it just like, random RNG upgrades? Yet again, that's something that we need to find out. All upgrades, both car upgrades and team members, are unlocked through gameplay in F1 World. So that's pretty much confirmation that literally you can only unlock these upgrades in F1 World, with additional upgrades being available as part of the free and VIP tiers of Podium Pass. So the 2 tiers are back in F1 23, the VIP Pass and of course the Podium Pass. I'm guessing for the VIP tier you have to pay 9,000 Bitcoin to unlock it, and then a further additional amount of Bitcoin for how many levels you want to unlock, just like in F1 22. These items can be acquired more quickly by purchasing XP boosts with Bitcoins, but outside of this, there are no other ways to purchase individual upgrades with real world money. So it looks like the only way you can upgrade your car is by playing the game, and that is actually decent. That's really good. Right, I know I'm rambling on once again, but the last thing I want to talk about in this video is that the fact that they've overhauled ranked play in F1 23. While series and solo and multiplayer events use the real-life F1 car, the entirely overhauled ranked mode relies on equal performance vehicles to allow pure driving ability to take center stage. Unlike previous games in series, ranked now features a division-based system, just like in FIFA. Drivers now placed into groups with 100 players in each group. Every group has its own leaderboard, and depending on how you perform in these ranked races, you'll climb or drop down the leaderboard. So, I'm guessing with these groups, we're going to have some type of promotion and relegation system. So let's say, if you're in the top 25, or maybe even in the top 50, you literally get promoted to the next group, the next level. However, if you're in the bottom 50, you're going to be relegated towards the level or the group below. Now, what I want to know is, how will the points be awarded? Is it going to be awarded like real life, so you have 25, 18, 15, 12, 10, or is it going to be like 100 or 150 or 200 points for a win, and then it goes down? That's very interesting. If you're one of the top players in your group by the end of the week, so this is going to be a weekly thing, so you need to score enough points to either get promoted or to stay in that same group. I don't know. By the end of the week, you'll be promoted to the next division, fall behind, and you may be demoted to the divisions below. So that's confirmation that we get promotion and relegation systems in ranked play. Drivers in higher divisions will earn more podium pass XP boosts, with bonuses ranging from 5% to 20%. So I'm guessing because of the higher you're playing or the higher you're racing even, you know, if you're racing at a more higher level with, you know, let's say F1 esports guys, you're going to be earning more XP in, like, you know, Group 1 compared to someone who's just picked up the game with all assists who's in, like, Group 20 or Group 30 or whatever. That is quite interesting, and I think the overhaul as far as adding groups and adding in that promotion and relegation system for ranked play is really intriguing as far as making you play more as far as just the standard multiplayer mode. Because if you're getting all these rewards, if you're getting XP and you're in the drop zone, you might be thinking, oh shit, I've got to play some more multiplayer ranked mode so that I stay in the group that I'm in or try to get promotion, just like in FIFA. That's quite interesting. I really like that addition. The Elite Division is the highest division of them all, so it looks like the number one division you can achieve in F1 23 is the Elite Division, and I'm guessing that's where all of the F1 esports guys are going to be. Jarno's going to be there, you know, Barry Dorman, Brendan Lee, all those guys are going to be probably in the higher division, again, just like FIFA. Are you starting to see the comprehension and the similarities between FIFA 23 online ranked play and FIFA 23 ranked play as far as like Ultimate Team is concerned, with these groups and divisions and how you go down or go up? It's quite similar. The division can earn the right to call themselves the best drivers in the world, whilst those in your group are made of drivers on your chosen platform. So it looks like these ones, the standard groups, are based on the console you're on, so Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. However, if you're in the Elite Division, it's cross-play only. So that's, I think, very interesting how the Elite Division is the only division that has cross-play enabled for, you know, racing and trying to get promoted, well, trying to win that division and get relegated. And that's quite interesting, to be honest. You'll be able to see where you are, players ranked on the global cross-play leaderboard, as well as where they rank on your platform as well. And the final thing that they talk about in the video is updates to the compendium and the goals. So you'll literally get objectives as well. If you complete these goals and objectives, you get these, rewards. And they've mentioned something about stickers as well. So the compendium is a virtual sticker album, and we can get new stickers in F1 23 as far as photos and all that other stuff. So that's quite interesting. They've really done a massive number as far as how we approach multiplayer play. They didn't mention anything about league play, so that's kind of worrying, but I think that's a good sign that if they have made these changes as far as overhauling ranked play, hopefully for F1 24, they can overhaul league play and get most of the big leagues to use that mode, because I think ever since F1 2019, none of the leagues that we all know, like PSGL, WOR, RFL, use that league system, and I think it's just a waste of time on everyone. But I think if they overhaul it for next year's game, like they've done for this year's game, for ranked, I think that will bring a lot of players over to pretty much do league racing. But I like the whole overhaul. So that's my thoughts on the F1 23 Deep Dive Trailer Part 2, looking at the breaking point and also online ranked play. I'm looking forward to this game now, I can't lie. I'm going to pre-order right now. I've been playing the beta all weekend, and I have my ups and downs with it, but as far as the actual game is concerned, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to June 13th. I'm looking forward to really, getting my claws in on F1 23, especially breaking point. So yeah, that's it. F123 looks really solid right now, I can't lie, with Breaking Point coming back, adding in all the all new features that we've wanted, the overhaul in ranked play. Hopefully we get some news on career mode, as far as if they've made any changes to the drive and my team aspects. Hopefully they have, and hopefully we get an article or something based on that, or a video, but time will tell. And that's that for this deep dive breakdown. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to like the video, share, comment and subscribe for more F123 news and gameplay when the game goes live on June 13th. And yeah, I'll try and do my best to cover all of the aspects of the game. So thanks for watching, make sure to leave like, share, comment and subscribe for more videos, and I'll catch you all in the next video. In a bit.